Hello. This is our current iteration, our third iteration actually. So when you come to the platform, you get started. Once you get started, you get to either log in or sign in or sign up, depending on whether you have the account or not. And when you've gone through the process of signing up, you get this pop-up here to tell you that the process has been completed or it was successful. So after doing the sign up, you now come over to the home page. The home page has something about your profile, your name, this notification bell here, just such that you get, that's where you get to see all the notification you receive, maybe about a trip that's starting in 30 minutes or 15 minutes, something that you booked, a payment that is pending, or maybe they loaded money into the system. Has, like, depending on what is happening and what you need notification about, you get to see that here. And then the first box here, you get to see to tell where you're boarding from. Am I leaving from Ashesi to Accra? You tell that. Am I booking the trip for today, for tomorrow, or other days? You can also find those details here. And then when you click on find buses, you get to see all the buses that are doing the line that you pick. Let's say I'm from Ashesi to Accra, there might be 10 buses that do that line, but then you now get to see the available times, the number of seats that are in each and every one of them, when they are leaving, the time, and all those details about them. So on this homepage, you can also get to see the upcoming trips. So this person has an upcoming trip from Ashesi to Accra, and the departure time is 9 a.m. So if they get to click on start trip over here, it takes them to this second screen where they can for them to scan the QR code. So when you click on the start trip, it means that you're ready to confirm your departure here. So scan your ticket or write in the trip code that you were given into. So that will be a special provision made on the buses that are working on this, are using this system to work. And yeah, so this is what happened. So when you come to this second tab here, this is for the ticketing, or once you've inputted my trip from Ashesi to Accra, then it takes you to this booking flow. At this point, you've mentioned that you want to leave from Ashesi to Accra. You have the date that you've picked, Tuesday, April 8, 2025. Then the buses that are available, we have bus 200 and bus 15. Bus 200 leaves at 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. and there are 20 seats available. And then bus 15 leaves at 1:15 to 2 p.m. and then there are 10 seats available. Depending on the time that works best for you, you get to pick a bus, and depending also on if there are seats available, you get to pick a bus. So when you pick a bus, let's say bus 15, it takes you to this other page here for you to where you get to see the seat map. So you can still see your trip details, the date, Ashesi to Accra on this date, on Tuesday, and then bus 15, there are 10 seats left, and it's a 45-minute trip. So on your seat map, you get to see the available seats, which are in green. The blue seat, the place marked blue is your seat, then the red ones are the booked seats. So once you've done that, you've selected a seat, then you come to this point where you still for your same trip, you get to select a boarding point and then a drop off point, because let's say even though your trip is from Ashesi to Accra, you might be choosing to pick up to join the trip somewhere at Kwabenya, and you want to drop off somewhere before the final destination of this trip. So you get to specify to select this specific drop off and boarding point here. Once you do that, and then based on the seat that you picked earlier, you can see that this person selected seat 36. and then based on the boarding point and drop-off point that you've picked, you also get to receive a selection, the trip fare. In this case, we have a number of 20 Ghana cedis for this trip. And once you've done that, selected the point, you click on proceed. You come to this next point where you see the traveler's information, the passenger name, their age range and gender. Then you could also have their contact information. So when you get to proceed, it takes you to this page here where you get to choose a payment method. So for the trip that you pick, the payment method, we could have card, Momo, PayPal, and then we recently thought about having a form of loading. Like you say, you load money into the platform. For example, if for this semester I have 200 cedis allocated for my trips, I could load the 200 cedis into the platform, and each time I'm booking a trip, it cuts from that money until it finishes. Then I can top up again. So you could also choose to use the loaded money. So but in this case, we are using the card. The person chooses card. So with card, you get to put your name, your card detail, when you're done now, you click pay now. When you do the pay now, if depending on whether if the pay now was successful or not, you get a notification. But in this case, we are assuming it was successful, and given that it's successful, it gives you this pop-up here. And with this pop-up, you can now click on start trip or go back to home. So start trip here does two things. Start trip here brings you back the QR code for you to scan. It means you're already at the bus place and you want to validate your ticket and join the bus. So you could scan and then enter. And but then let's say you're booking a trip for tomorrow or maybe the next 3 days, you will not start a trip. You go back to home page so that you could have it among the list of your upcoming trips. But if you choose to click on start trip, it takes you to this page here where you get to see, for the bus that you picked, the red icon over here shows the positioning of the bus. The blue one shows your pickup point, and then the orange one shows your drop-off point, because you might not be dropping off at the last bus stop for this particular bus. So the platform will record where you're dropping off so that you can drop off on time. And you can now choose to share your trip details with other people so that they can monitor your arrival time, they can monitor the route that you're taking and everything. And then the star here is for you to rate the trip. At the end of the day, you should be able to rate the trip. So once you've gone through this, we now came back here, and then we have in settings. Settings is such that it's from this third icon that we have here, where when you click on settings, you can get to have more information about the person, the name, their contact details, their trips, FAQ for customer support. So if you click, for example, on FAQ, it takes you to this FAQ page down here where you can see all the FAQ questions or concerns. You can type them or write them in your concerns down. So how do I cancel a trip? What do I do to change a route? How do I load money into the system? Can I get a refund? So based on what you pick here, you get to have details about the procedures to go through to get what you want to do sorted. So yes, this is what we have so far for our third iteration, and thank you very much.